Man, to be a Hartford Athletic fan in 2023, it is rough. I mean, you had high hopes because you had Tab Ramos coming in. You signed all of these players, and on paper, it looked like they were going to be a top-notch team. But it has turned out to be the absolute opposite. Tab Ramos fired. The squad did not mesh well. They are in last place in the Eastern Conference. And then you add this. Hartford Athletic just recently released this statement. Throughout the course of the week, 10 Hartford Athletic players tested positive for COVID and will be unable to participate in Saturday's game against Tampa Bay. This leaves our roster with only 12 healthy players, none of whom are goalkeepers. Despite multiple requests to the league and Tampa Bay Rowdies organization recommending to reschedule, the league is requiring the match to be played as scheduled tomorrow night. We are beyond disappointed with this decision, which is in no way aligned with the spirit of competition and fails to put the best interests of players, staff, and fans first. I mean, when you read this, it's kind of like who's right and who's wrong. Which side do you take? And I think if I was Hartford Athletic, I would, of course, be disappointed because, I mean, my players are sick. You know, that's what you're telling everyone. So, I mean, it makes sense. You want to reschedule, right? I mean, if your players are not able to play, you have no goalkeeper. That's kind of like unheard of. And, you know, they're trying to reschedule it, and the league says, no, you have to continue to play. Tampa Bay says, no, you have to continue to play. That is mind-boggling. That is absolutely, of course, a gut punch. So I feel bad for Hartford because they're not catching a break. This is like, it's kind of like a summary of the season. But at the same time, it's almost like, okay, this just shows the hypocrisy that was going on. Just COVID in general, you know, why, in my opinion, it's like, why would you say that your players have COVID? Why not just say they have the flu? Or also, are all of them not able to play like completely? Did COVID knock them down that bad? Because there are players who sometimes they play with the flu, they play with the cold, and they suck it up. So it's almost like, why would you say that they have COVID? Maybe they don't have the same symptoms or the severity of it. And COVID isn't a thing anymore. It's not a national emergency. So why did you feel like you had to say that, oh my gosh, we have COVID, our players have COVID? So that's kind of a route, like, you know, it's like, why did you feel you needed to do that? And then also I feel like, well, this shows hypocrisy in the league about COVID. COVID, you know, they made this huge deal about it and you couldn't play, you couldn't have fans. COVID was this big thing, right? And then now all of a sudden, because they say it isn't a national emergency, it's, okay, well, suck it up. You still have to play. It's almost like, well, just a couple of years ago, it was the biggest thing ever, and everyone was so afraid of it that sports teams were afraid of it. You know, they didn't want anyone in it, and now it's like, well, too bad. And that's the thing, right? Like, COVID is not going to go away. So why not just say you have the flu? That's my question. There's rumors already out there that they're going to bring back the mask and all that. Is that going to affect the league again? Is Hartford going to be like, yo, we were warning people back in September that our players had it and you guys didn't care about it? So it's almost like, is there going to be a battle between the club and the league? And then also, you can't help but ask, was the reason why they said no because of where Hartford is? They're in last place. If it was like San Antonio or Sacramento, would they have been like, yeah, you need to reschedule? You know, that those are powerhouse clubs right now in the league. There's a couple others, but if it was a team like that, would they have rescheduled? I mean, maybe. It could have very well been a possibility. If, you know, it's almost towards the end of the season, so teams are trying to clinch for that position. And let's face it, Hartford is in last place. So a win versus Tampa Bay Rowdies, if they pulled it off, would it have made a difference? It wouldn't have. So I think it's because of where they are in the standings that the league was like, no, you have to play. They were able to loan a goalkeeper, so they got one. And I saw the game. It was kind of amazing that they scored first, and you're like, oh my gosh, there's a glimpse of hope for Hartford. They're going to be able to pull this off. And then they tied, and then there was opportunities for Hartford to win again. And then it wasn't towards the end of the game where Tampa Bay ends up winning. And because of this, they actually clinched the playoffs. Spoiler alert. But yeah, I mean, it sucks for them. And again, I say, to be a Hartford Athletic fan right now, it is brutal. This was not your year. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about the whole situation. Was it good? Was it bad? Who's right? Who's wrong? Yeah, let me know in the comments, guys. This channel is growing, so thank you to everyone who's liking, commenting, subscribing. It's nothing but motivation for me. And I will see you guys all on the next one. Peace.